Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel, and today we're on the Azimut S7 and we're starting on the bow of the boat because I want to point out why this is called an S7, because it's a sport fly, and probably one of the easiest ways to understand what sport fly means is to look from the bow back. So you can see we've got a fly bridge, but it's not a fly bridge that extends right the way over the saloon area. So it's kind of a reduced size of fly bridge. What's the logic behind that? Well, the logic is that it reduces the weight, it gives the boat a lower centre of gravity, and this boat is about reduced weight and enhanced performance and economy. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. But while we're up here, let's have a look at this lounging area on the bow, which is rather splendid. So this is a 70-foot boat, nearest Darnet, so 71 feet. And we're out the front here. You'll see as well a lot of this kind of light carbon mesh used throughout the boat. So there's a lot of carbon used within the actual hull construction, so it's GRP and carbon, but also a lot of this superstructure is carbon, so that brings the weight down. Okay, so let's kind of move back along the side of the boat. We are at a live boat show, so there are guests wandering around, so we might have to cut around a few bits to give them their privacy. But as we move down the side, it is a very wide deck along the side here. You can see these sort of cutaways here, so we've got a little bit more visibility. But back into the aft area, so we've got these massive sun cushions. You can see the backs of these sun cushions will raise up. So a lovely lounging area. And I'll take you down onto the bathing platform. So it's got a really large tender garage. I'll get a shot of that just in there, and we've got this hydraulic bathing platform. Obviously we're here in the Med, so we're used to boarding across this telescopic ladder, but depending where you are in the world, you may or may not too. You need to use that. Got a little sea bob there, and obviously this whole section in the middle will drop down, and with the gate, so with the tender garage open, we can load our water toys and tender and so forth through there. So back up onto the main deck area. So obviously access on both sides. There we go. And while we're here, I'll show you the crew cabin, because the crew cabin is actually located as a private entrance, and the door is here. And I'll take you down there and show you what we've got. So we've just come down into the crew cabin area, so down these steps, and yes, it's full of boat show paraphernalia, cushions and so forth, but it's a space worth looking at. It's very clever actually. There's a little fold out table here, there's a little kind of sofa area there, and then obviously we've got a bunk here, and then we've got a bunk here like a Pullman, so you haven't got to have that in use obviously, that would just drop down. Swing around here, we've got a little sink area, and then actually in here we've got our heads. So there's a loo down there, and then we've got a shower up there. So there's space here for two. Obviously a lot of boats of this size are kind of owner operated, or maybe they'll get a skipper or some catering or a bit of help if they're doing some extended cruising. But yeah, good headroom, good natural light. Not a bad place to be on a boat this size. Nice. Okay, so back out of the crew cabin, and let's work our way through the main saloon. Just before we leave the cockpit here, you can see we've got this large L-shaped seat, again this beautiful carbon fibre, and we've got an outdoor kitchen here with our grill and so forth. Lots of refrigeration dotted around this boat, so we've got fridges and ice makers absolutely everywhere. I think the last count was about 7 of them. We'll go up onto the sport fly in a minute, but let's just go through into the saloon. So this is all about kind of easy living, so you'll see everything here is on one level right the way through the saloon, no steps up, no steps down, and it really does flow beautifully. So you can see with these massive polished stainless steel doors pulled back, this really is one big beautiful open space. So on our starboard side there, we've got our sort of storage. We've got a pop-up TV that will come up behind the panel there. It really does feel like an Italian style boat, doesn't it? It's absolutely gorgeous. Even the legs there on that table, which of course we can make into a single table, and then extensive use of this lovely leather, all stitched beautifully. And as we look up into the roof, the ceiling there, you get the LED strobing. It's not happening in real life, it's just the camera that does that. Okay, galley up here, so quite nice. This is forward, so obviously if you're at the helm you can talk to the person making the food and supplying you with drinks. But a really lovely light area, lots of work surfaces, melee appliances, so we've got a 4 burner there, big stainless steel sink, again lots and lots of storage here and refrigeration, and a lovely view out over the bow. This is our helm position, so twin helms here, a couple of Garmin screens. So we'll talk a little bit about power. I'll show you the engine rooms later on, but this boat is running on triple IPS, so the Volvo IPS 1050, so they're 800 horsepower each, so 2400 horsepower. It'll cruise about 26 knots, it'll do about 36 knots flat out, but interestingly at those cruising and higher speeds they reckon that this boat consumes about 30% less fuel than an equivalent 70-foot boat. And that's all down to this weight that we talked about earlier, the use of carbon fibre, and also the sport fly design reduces mass up high. So all the controls you'd expect, obviously with IPS you've got joystick, bow and stern thrusters, twin throttles and the multifunction screens. But I think what's really interesting is what happens down below, because those IPS units are very compact, and it means we've got a really interesting design when we go below. So I'm going to go left and I'm going to show you the master first of all, which I think is pretty sensational. So it's a full beam, but the bed here is east to west, so it's a cross if you like. Loads of headroom, and don't you just love this? Over here, these sort of open storage. They look absolutely gorgeous, and all the backlighting on them as well. Little kind of bureau area there, where you can sit and do your makeup or laptop. Over here, I think this is rather clever, hidden behind here is a little dressing area. So in here we've got lots of storage, obviously a safe and so forth. That's tucked away, you wouldn't know it was there with this glazed door on it. Very, very lovely space. And then over there we've got a big sofa with a little kind of coffee table area there. And then in here is our ensuite. And then you really do maximise storage. So even areas like this, we've got storage and then underneath access areas to some of the technical bits and pieces. But very, very useful to be able to store things when you're at sea. So that's the master, which I think is rather lovely. But there's considerably more. So back into this little lobby area where we've got our washing machine stowed away. And again, linen storage and so forth. And up these steps, which are beautifully lit LEDs. And we've got a choice, we can go left, we can go right. So in our left hand side, our port side, we've got a twin. Again, really good headroom. I would say probably over 2 meters. Swing round here, and we've got a door that will take us into our ensuite. So the ensuite there, sink, obviously loo, and then we've got a proper shower cubicle. So that's a nice cabin. Come back out of that, go across the corridor, and we've got another 2 berths, and this one's set up in this configuration. I like this configuration actually, because sometimes when you're in bunks, when you're down below, it feels a bit claustrophobic. You're kind of staring up at the underside of a bed. This is very sociable. You know, you can chat to one another here, and obviously for getting in here, hop up, job done. So there's 2 more berths, and this design also liberates space underneath. So you can see down here, we've got a massive storage area, and we've got still got decent kind of lobby area where I'm stood here. So we've seen the master, we've seen a twin, and we've also seen the bunk bed, and then go forward a little bit further. That was the ensuite that we had there for that twin berth. Go forward a little bit further, and here is our VIP. There are mirrors everywhere. I'm trying to cut myself out because you don't want to see me, you want to see the boat, I'm sure. But again, lovely, lovely cabin. And this has got its own ensuite, so just swing around here. If we shut the door, this is the ensuite for this VIP. And again, we've got its own separate shower, which I guess you kind of expect on a boat of this size. But I think the benefit that IPS, you know, if you look back down through that corridor, this does feel bigger than a 70-foot boat. Really interesting design. It works really, really well. So we've got 4 cabins, we've got 3 heads, got some more storage in there, and we've even got, as we say, space in here for a washing machine. It's great, isn't it? We like this. Tell us what you think. Let's go finally up into the fly bridge area. So here we are, through the magic of television, we are suddenly up on our sport fly. Now, as I said, it's a slightly smaller space than you might expect on a 70-foot fly bridge, but it's still not mean. Look at this. Got Helm in there for 2. Obviously, all the controls mirroring what we've got down below. Got a nice sun lounging area at the front there. Good protection, actually. This is quite high, this kind of perspex screen. And then we've got this big U-shape down here that will sit comfortably 8, and this lovely carbon fibre, again, we've seen throughout the boat. And this one's got this bimini. And as we say, the logic behind this sport fly is that slightly reduced flybridge space, lots of carbon fibre, reduces the overall weight of the boat, lowers the centre of gravity. So the handling and performance on this boat and economy is really absolutely class leading. So listen, you tell us what you think of the Azimut SM. We'd love to hear your comments. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not do it now? Just press the alert button, because then we'll let you know every time we release a new video. So from the Marine Channel down here in Palma, thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.